They were.
And I think a lot of other people are waiting to see whether or not she rides in an elephant.
Well, critics have been saying that's just about all Shirley MacLaine hasn't done. Last night was the charity preview of her new show, Shirley MacLaine on Broadway. Tom Brokaw and Famous Amos were just two of the many stars who turned out to see Shirley and to raise money for literacy volunteers.
I think she's so sensational. I think she's absolutely extraordinary, and I think it'll be a great evening for all of us. And she's a consummate artist and a very warm human being.
I adore her, and I just photographed her a couple of weeks ago, so she was looking fabulous.
I saw her the night before she picked up the Oscar in Hollywood, and she was pretty up then, so I guess she's just exploding now.
How could she help it? Yeah, I think she's going to have a ball. We're going to have a ball watching.
Oh, she may be a little bit laid back now that she's such a superstar, but she always has been.
I think it'll be special, though, because of the Academy Award.
That sort of thing shouldn't bring you down too much. I don't think she'll be too down. She's a lovely woman, and I'd do anything for her, even come out in a crowd like this.
This show was so good, I didn't want it to end. It's the fastest 90 minutes you'll ever see, and from the moment she entered, burning with energy and glowing with assurance, Shirley MacLaine was sensational. Shirley started her career as a gypsy, and she's as home on a Broadway stage as a fish is in water. Backed by 4 dancers and a superb orchestra, she socks some songs ranging from a Harold Arlen medley to Life is Just a Bowl of Cherries. She acts some scenes from her films, including that powerful moment in Terms of Endearment when she begs a nurse to give her daughter a painkiller. But most of all, Shirley dances, displaying what might be America's best pair of 50-year-old legs and prefacing one number with a few words about choreographers.
Masters defines choreographer as one who creates dance. We gypsies have our own definitions for those little mothers.
And then Shirley, with delicious satire, shows how Sweet Georgia Brown might be staged by different choreographers. First, Bob Fosse, then Michael Kidd.
Cools them down.
And there's much more to that number, including some Soul Train disco. And Shirley is such a superb actress, she makes you believe the uplifting message of her closing songs, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cockeyed Optimist and John Lennon's Imagine. Shirley MacLaine on Broadway, a wonderful night of theater.
Shirley MacLaine on Broadway. The show brought lots of familiar faces to the Gershwin Theater. Among them, Rita Moreno, the boss of the Yankees. George Steinbrenner took the night off to see the show. And Bella Abzug, always with a hat. She was in the audience, too.
Looks like a very exciting night. Siegel was on hand tonight for Shirley's big opening and still wearing his tux. Joins us now with his review. Joel?
Thanks, Kathy. What a night it was. She started as a dancer, a kid in the chorus. The star gets sick. This is true. She goes on Pajama Game. There's a Hollywood producer in the audience. It's true. It's been 30 years, 39 movies, but tonight Shirley MacLaine is back on Broadway. The opening was black tie. That's why the tux. If I don't have just spectacular she was going to be, I would have brought roses.
Your crowning achievement, your greatest prize, will come on the day that you realize the moment you're living for. Wow!
And and Shirley MacLaine comes out kicking. She sings, dances, acts, pieces of Some Came Running in terms of endearment. In her 39 movies, she tells us she's played 11 hookers. 1 hour into this high-kicking, high-rolling, high time of a show, she sips some water, takes a breath, and says, maybe I was better off playing hookers. At least I got to lie down. She does new material, good songs from Marvin Hamlish. She sings standard. She sang John Lennon's Imagine, I Started to Cry. She doesn't let you think about it. She makes sure you have a heck of a time watching her have a heck of a time. But what a tremendous talent. This past year alone, Terms of Endearment, an Oscar, a best-selling book, now Broadway. I should have brought roses. Well, this really isn't a review, it's a bouquet. And Shirley MacLaine on Broadway isn't a show, it's a celebration.
Great show. Not going to be there very long, like you say.
Limited run till middle of May. Go see it. Go.
All right. Thank you, Joel.
It's about Shirley MacLaine's new Broadway show that is up next.
You know, she's multi and immensely talented, also an immensely appealing and fascinating woman whose 3-decade movie career was just capped with a well-deserved Best Actress Oscar. I hope it's clear that I really like Shirley MacLaine. But because of all she is or can be, she automatically raises great expectations, and her current Broadway show measures up to only moderate expectations. It has much charm and, yes, even endearment. Still, it seems finally, in all, a hastily gotten-together enterprise, not terribly well thought out, and in need of a nice, firm, overall polishing. Basically, this is a nightclub act, slightly toned down for Broadway, though not terribly toned up for Broadway. 4 supporting chorus people, a big, big band, and a star. She sings, acts scenes from her movies, clowns, and she chats, often amusingly, sometimes with just standard showbiz gush. And since she started out as a Broadway show dancer, of course, she dances. Just about any individual scene looks and sounds entertaining, and just about anyone is, individually. But those scenes together have no particular build, shape, form, or structure, so the overall impression adds up to less than any one scene. What Shirley MacLaine needs here is what we all need, a director.
Georgia claimed her, Georgia named her, sweet Georgia Brown.
I have high admiration for Shirley MacLaine, so it's especially painful to point out that charm, endearment, and all, there's something rather absent-minded about this show entitled Shirley MacLaine on Broadway. Michelle.
Well, she still has an Oscar, so it's not so...
Barbara Howell reports.
30 years ago, Shirley MacLaine stepped out of a chorus line to become the darling of Broadway, a title she has reclaimed with her musical memoir at the Gershwin Theater.
The time and place where I want to be is holy hot damn, right where I am.
April has not been a slow month for the former gypsy, an Oscar award for Best Film Actress, and her book on spiritual enhancement through reincarnation has hit #1 on the bestseller list. MacLaine will also be 50 years old this month. Her talent, her positive attitude, and a great pair of legs make for an unstoppable combination.
You can achieve anything if you believe in yourself.
She is, I think, walking testament to the importance of positive thinking.
I'm in awe of her as a human being and as a talent. I really, truly am.
If she comes back as somebody else, you think she'll get those same great legs?
I hope she comes back as Shirley, because we could use her next time, too.
In this life and this particular moment, how do you feel?
This is such an incredible moment, but I think maybe I can stretch it longer.
Barbara Howell, Entertainment Tonight.